He doesn't really have too much. A card like Feeling of Dread, a card like Dispel, he can't be playing those cards against Billy P.
Right, and even Terminus and Supreme Verdict. This isn't his last matchup. This isn't a matchup where those cards really matter. It's really more about the non-creature spells this time.
All right, so it looks like Billy P is keeping his hand, but Chris Marshall is taking a mulligan, and this is exactly what Billy P needs. I believe he's taking a mulligan, no?
I think so.
Yeah. It looks like the two piles there is Billy's deck in the black sleeves and below, and then his hand on the other side. So Billy P is going to be on the play. Chris Marshall, I believe, was the 8th seed. Yes, Chris Marshall was the 8th seed. Billy P was the 2nd seed.
So Chris Marshall trying to take down this tournament with every game one on the draw. That'd be pretty impressive if he could do it.
Oh, wow. Wow. Chris goes down to 5, and I think Billy P knows. Billy
Little
P just,
glance at the
camera.
camera
Billy
there.
P just gave a glance at the camera like, yeah, I just won this tournament. Yeah.
Reading a lot into the glance.
Yeah, he definitely is. So Billy P definitely excited about this. Hopefully this will bring Billy P back into Magic a bit more. You know, you hardly see Billy P at any events nowadays. He was one of the grinders. He was on the train for 2 years. He pretty much went to every Grand Prix. You know, when the SCG Open started, he used to travel to those as well. Past 2 years, kind of just stopped playing Magic.
Yeah, my first experience with Billy P, I got paired against him in the last round at a Grand Prix, not playing for day 2, playing for nothing, and he just no-showed.
Oh, really?
So I recognized the name. I had to go home and look it up because I wasn't sure who he was.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, I just beat a Grand Prix top 8.
Yeah, I think Billy P's success has probably contributed to his new haircut. Billy P used to have a kind of a fro going, but he's got a sharp haircut with a new beard.
Yeah, I think he's drawing most of his power from the beard.
Yeah, the beard. Yeah, a lot of Magic players tend to rock out beards.
I mean, look, I don't think it's any coincidence that our finals is beard on beard.
Beard on beard matchup.
Even Ruben Bressler. Look at him.
Yeah, and Ruben. All we really need is Caleb Durbin.
Yeah, well,
one time he actually
one beard
shaved
to rule them all.
Yeah, one time he shaved his beard, and I was like, and he came up to me and said, "Hey, what's up, man?" I was like, "Who are you?"
Go away.
You go away. Seriously, you're creeping me out, Caleb.
So Chris Marshall, what's he doing? Is he signing the match slip already?
No, I think he was actually writing his legacy deck list. They're like, "We need your legacy deck list right now. You mulligan to 5. Just start writing."
You get it over with, buddy.
Yeah. All right, there's a Hallowed Fountain from Chris Marshall. Billy led off with the Overgrown Tomb. And his turn to Farseek. That's exactly what he wants.
Right, and I bet you he wishes he could go get a Stomping Ground right now, but he'll have to settle for a Blood Crypt.
And normally the faster someone shuffles with the Farseek, the better the following turn play is going to be. It's like, I gotta get this land into play, because next turn I just gotta play this card, you know?
Yeah. Now Chris Marshall, mulls to 5, draws a Blind Obedience, and Blind Obedience is at its worst against John. This matchup is not going to be decided by a few life points, and there are no haste creatures.
Exactly. So he decides just to play a second Hallowed Fountain. And Billy P is going to drop a Rakdos Keyrun, I believe. This card is very good against Chris as well.
It is. He has a lot of sorcery speed removal.
And I think Billy P is setting up next turn for a Thragtos, which would be really nice.
Yeah, Thragtos, Rakdos Return, either one of these would be so powerful right now.
Yep.
He just needs one big spell.
All right, so there's a Blind Obedience from Chris. And Billy P draws a Dragon Skull Summit. And he's tapping 5 mana for a Thragtos. That's going to come into play tapped.
So turn 4 Thragtusk on the play versus an opponent who's on the mull to 5.
Yeah.
Super powerful.
So it looks like Chris drew a Devour Flesh, but he does not have any black sources. He has the Folly Drown on Island and double Hallowed Fountain.
Yeah, he might be forced to fire off the Sphinx's Revelation
for one.
Yeah,
that's always bad, but sometimes you have to do it. I mean, it's not always bad, but it's not what you want to be doing.
So Billy P up to 25, Chris Marshall down to 15.
There's a Cavern of Souls.
Interesting that he didn't attack with that Keyrun.
Yeah, I guess he's afraid of an Azorius Charm, and interesting he played the Cavern of Souls as well. Sometimes you want to hold the Cavern. He names Vampire, but sometimes you just want to hold it to wait for what creature you're actually going to draw.
Right.
Because he doesn't know what he's going to draw, you know?
Yeah, his mana is so good right now, though.
Yeah,
or are you talking about the uncounterable aspect?
The uncounterable aspect,
okay.
Yeah. It's just like, why not hold it? He doesn't really need to play a land there. Meanwhile, Chris draws a 5th land, but it's another Nephalia Drownyard. Oh, Billy P has a second Cavern of Souls, so I guess that kind of makes more sense.
Okay.
I'm probably sure he'll hold the second Cavern.
Yep, so Rakdos Keyrun activated and comes in for 8, making this just a 2-turn clock, now a 1-turn clock. Chris Marshall
exactly.
on 7.
And Billy's probably going to pass the turn here.
Yeah, he could play a Huntmaster, but
yeah, there's really no need.
Yeah, he's going to play it safe.
Okay, Chris Marshall, Sphinx of Revelation for 2 here. So he's going back to 9 life.
Draws 2 cards, a black spell, and a hollow fountain.
Yeah, not really what he wants. He really wants a black source. So Chris Marshall has plain. He has Detention Sphere.
Okay, so he's not out of it yet. He also has a Snapcaster Mage.
The only problem is that I took a peek at Billy P's hand, and I'm pretty sure I saw an Abrupt Decay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so Chris might think, hey, I could Detention Sphere the Rakdos Key Rune. That might save some damage, but Billy P's going to have the Abrupt Decay to end that nonsense.
So Blind Obedience triggering on the Detention Sphere.
Yep.
So 10 to 24.
Chris pays 4 mana for this Detention Sphere. And he's going to get the Thragtusk? Wow, this is going to be really bad for him.
Team Blowout.
Yeah.
I'm on Team Blowout.
I think I would have got the Rakdos Key Rune.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He probably wants to set up something. Well, yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me.
All right, and there's an Abrupt Decay on the Detention Sphere, so Billy P gets his Thragtusk back, gets a token, gets 5 more life, and now he has lethal on the table.
Yep, 29 to 10, facing down lethal. Not a good spot for Chris Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, there's no card in Chris Marshall's deck that he can actually have to survive.
Right.
Oh, Snapcaster Mage.
Yep, but the Kessig Wolf Run is going to make that moot. We'll trample over, and that's game.
Yeah, Snapcaster Mage only sucks up 1 damage. And yeah, that's game. All right, so Chris Marshall maybe could have lived another turn with that Detention Sphere going in another direction, but alas, Billy P wins the match. I mean, Chris was on the mulligan to 5, and that's just, I mean, that's exactly what Billy P needed to win this match, I think.
He's up 1-0.
Yeah, he's up 1-0, and he's boarding in 6 awesome Sideboard cards, taking away 6 terrible cards, and then bringing in 3 Deathrite Shamans, which is super medium, I'll say.
They're very okay.
But they're definitely better than a card like Pillar of Flame versus Chris's deck.
Right.
All right, so we had someone win 3 months of premium.
That was in the quarters.
That was in the quarters, right?
Teletor.
The 2/2 flanking guy. He won.
Teletor.
All right, we saw someone win.
Someone?
A person on Twitter.
Yeah. Teletor.
Yeah, that was 3 months, but then also 6 months. All right?
Yeah.
And finally,
Ben G. 6 months.
All right, and finally we saw someone win 6 months, and then finally now we're going to see someone win a year. Finally. All right,
okay.
So someone's going to win a year out in Twitterland. We thank you for watching, and we are going to ask the question. The question is, all right, there's some events coming up. All right, there's one event that's a can't miss event.
Oh, what's the can't miss event, Gerard?
I'm not going to tell you what the can't miss event is. There's a can't miss event in 2 weeks, February 22nd, February 23rd.
Okay.
And Star City's running it.
Star City event. Okay.
And there's a special bonus involved. So there's a can't miss event. But what's going to happen at the can't miss event?
That's a good question.
It starts with a G.
I like that question.
It starts with a G.
It ends with an H.
Ends with an H.
Okay, that's all the hints we're going to give you.
No, we'll give him some more hints.
Okay, sure.
And it's 2 words.
Okay.
It's not Gucci push.
it's not Gucci push.
Although
you got that right.
The second word rhymes with push.
All right, that's all the hints we're going to give you.
That's all we're going to hit. Star City's running this event in 2 weeks. Can't miss event.
SCG Premium.
Make sure you use SCG Premium. I don't even know what the answer is. I'm going to have to go to starcitygames.com.
Yeah, I'm going to have to Google what rhymes with push. And figure it out.
No, wait. This word doesn't even rhyme with push. But
English second language.
Yeah, English is my second language. So in 2 weeks, Star City's running an event. What is the event Star City is running, and what is the special feature that they're doing to, really give back appreciation to the players?
Right. What's the main promo at this event?
Main promo at the event. So we're going to go to Sideboarding now. We're going to give you a glance of Billy P. We are going to give you a glance of Chris Marshall. Chris Marshall is at the left. Billy P's at the right. In case you heard somebody screaming at us, where do we sign up? Where do we sign up? It was a Magic player just screaming at us, where do we sign up?
It's kind of a Mike Flores lookalike, actually.
Yeah, he actually did look just like Mike Flores. He was wearing sunglasses and just yelling at us, and we had to direct him away. So every once in a while, we're in the commentary booth. People, I guess, think we're judges or whatnot. So, alas, we have Billy P on the right. There's his sideboard. Deathrite Shaman, yes. Liliana Neville, yes. The rest, yes. Slaughter Games, most definitely yes.
How about Chris Marshall, though? Chris Marshall.
You know what? You can figure out Chris Marshall, because I was confused in the top 4. I was confused in the top 8. I was confused in the Swiss. But it looked like you nailed it on the head, bringing in the Dispel you said he was going to bring in versus a mostly creature deck, but maybe it was right.
Esper for life.
Esper for life. You're an Esper type guy. So what is he going to bring in?
Well, he has a lot of different options available to him, but the things I think he'll certainly be bringing in, he'll be bringing in the Pithing Needle, he'll be bringing in the Jace Memory Adept, he'll be bringing in the Negates. Those are for sure. The only other questions are whether he wants the Detention Sphere, kind of mediocre against Billy P. Taking out Thragtusk isn't very good, taking out Huntmaster not very good. I'm not so sure if we'll see that. I think the marginal sideboard cards for Chris Marshall will more be determined on what he wants to side out. And what he wants to side out, I think Blind Obediences will certainly be gone. Ultimate Price will probably be gone. It doesn't take out Huntmaster, doesn't take out Olivia, is marginal against Thragtusk.
I don't even know if Billy P's going to have Vampire Nighthawk in against Marshall off the board as well.
Right, that too. So Chris has quite a few cards to take out. He takes out Ultimate Price. He takes out maybe the Supreme Verdict. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure what the right number of sweepers is after board.
Yeah, I mean, Supreme Verdict isn't even that great against Billy.
Yeah, exactly. These sweepers they're usually just going to 1-for-1 against these powerful creatures from Billy P.
And the sweepers are really slow.
Yeah, they're slow. I think he's more likely to keep in Terminus than he is to keep in Supreme Verdict.
Sure. But, wow, that's exactly what Billy needs. Like I said before, it's when you have a bad game one, you know, and you could definitely pull it out. And Billy did that, you know, so he's just heavily favored. So Chris Bakula tweets in that in a couple of weeks there is he did not. Everybody, Chris Bakula did not get the correct answer.
Okay, so don't repeat his answer.
Do not repeat Chris Bakula's answer because you won't win the premium.
He said the Westminster Dog Show.
Yeah, no.
Well, it might be true. I'm not gonna fact check that.
But dog show doesn't even rhyme with push. I actually figured out a word that rhymes with the answer. It's not push, it's brush.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good one, Gerard.
It took me a while.
Did you use your dictionary?
No, I didn't, but I finally figured it out. All right, so Billy P's shuffling. Chris is all ready. I wonder if Chris knows that, like, how bad the matchup gets after board.
I think he must. He sees Billy P's sideboard. I think he knew that he had to win game one.
Yeah.
Billy P's deck is just so well set up to beat this Esper control deck.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, they still have to play the game of Magic, so nothing's over until it's over.
Exactly. Now it might be Billy's turn to mull to 5.
Yeah, I think his hand is good, though.
I saw a Duress.
I saw a Duress and a Farseek. I saw at least one land.
Wow, so Chris Marshall has mulled a real lot in this top 8. We saw him mull how many times in the top 4?
Look, Billy glances at the camera again. He's just like, yep.
Hi, Mom.
He's like, hi, Mom. I actually have the rest Farseek and 2 lands.
And that's game.
So, Chris Marshall goes on to 6. Just some, you know, unfortunate luck here. Hey, it looks like Chris Marshall and his buddy Ross Marion, they have the same shirt on.
Yeah, well, at least Ross is a fairly local player. He's
from Connecticut.
Yeah, he's from Connecticut. He's from Central Connecticut, pretty close to me actually, about an hour away. Not so sure about Chris Marshall, but since they have the same shirt on,
maybe they're from the same area.
Probably from the same store.
Yeah. Or they shop at the same store at the mall.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, that could definitely be reasonable. And they go to the same barber because they both have the same exact beard. They really do.
If Chris Marshall wins this tournament, we're going to have to ask him about that in his interview, for sure.
All right. So Chris Marshall leads off with a Watery Grave. And, you know, Billy P does have a Duress. Often in this type of matchup, you want to kind of slow roll your Duress.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to cast that early.
You could play it on turn 1 or turn 2, but you kind of want to wait until like turn 3 or turn 4.
Oh, wow. It looks like he disagrees with us. He's going to cast it right away. Maybe because Chris is on only 6 cards.
All right, so there's a Sphinx Revelation. There's an Ultimate Price. There is a Pithing Needle. So Chris left in his Ultimate Price, which probably isn't going to be very good this game. If you're Billy P, what do you take? Do you take the Needle or do you take the Sphinx Revelation?
I slam dunk that Sphinx's Revelation into the graveyard, unless I have something like a Liliana. I guess that's the only thing that might.
Yeah. All right, so
there it is.
He decides to take the Needle. The other thing is that Billy P might just have a card like Rakdos Return or a second Duress. And if he has Liliana, it's an easy decision to get rid of that Pithing Needle. So we'll find out right here.
Yep. Is it Liliana or is it Rakdos Return?
Well, he won't Rakdos Return for 1. But,
no, not right now.
It's a Liliana of the Veil. Just such a powerful card against an Esper control deck. That's exactly the reason why Billy P took his opponent's Pithing Needle. So Billy P, this is a Searing Spear. Maybe he left that in just to try to go to one of the Planeswalkers.
Yeah, I don't think he had enough cards to take out. Maybe
Billy P didn't bring the Deathray Shamans. I think he should have, but we'll see what happens.
They're not that strong in the face of 5 sweepers, especially if they felt like Chris might bring in more.
Sure, but they're definitely good at soaking up with Devour Flesh also. like you mentioned. All right, so Liliana the Veil goes to 5. Billy P pitches a land.
Yep, and I have to say that's the only thing.
And there's the Olivia.
About Chris's Esper deck that I don't like is that it's so weak to Planeswalkers.
Yeah. All right, so Tamiyo tops down the Olivia.
Okay, so Chris has got some game in him.
But I mean, that Liliana, what is he going to do about it? If that Liliana becomes ultimate, it's just pretty much game over.
Yeah, I don't know. He only has 1 Pithing Needle in his deck. He has 2 Detention Spheres available, so I think he's going to need
to...
wow,
no way.
Nail in the coffin.
There's Garrick.
The Primal Hunter.
And Chris Marshall has no hand. Billy P has no hand, but he doesn't need a hand with that board.
No, he has Kessig Wolfrun, he has Liliana, he has Garrick, and 2 creatures. This is a superb draw.
This is actually my favorite part of Magic, is ultimating Liliana and separating the piles. I love that so much.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Billy P probably won't even ultimate Liliana next turn. There's no reason to.
Well, he doesn't want Chris to randomly draw one of his 2 Detention Spheres. I think ultimating Liliana is fine here, especially with a board of Olivia, Beast Token, and another Beast Token that's going to happen off of Garrick.
Yeah, it's fine, but I don't think he'll do it, because I think he'll +1 next turn. He'll trample over with the Beast Token to kill the Tamiyo, and he'll still be in fine shape, even if Chris does draw.
Killing 2 lands and a Tamiyo is pretty nice here.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think he's going to do it.
Okay.
All right, we'll find out in about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. He's thinking 6, 5. He didn't look at the camera yet. 3, 2, 1.
Pump fake.
Pump fake. Yeah. He just is like, all right, what do I really want to do? I mean, if he's gonna ultimate, he's gonna have to ultimate before the attack, so then he knows if he should attack the Tamiyo or not.
Right.
So now I'm thinking he's not gonna do it. So Tamiyo goes to 1.
Yep, looks like he didn't draw a land.
I think he should draw cards now, because that beast is really big. He could just draw 5.
Yeah, he could. It definitely plays around the Wrath effect better.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess Billy just is slow rolling it now.
Yep, he's going to the safe route.
Yeah.
So Liliana is on 7 counters, not on 6, off screen, but it's on 7, so it's threatening the ultimate next turn.
All right, Chris decides to Drown Yard himself just to try to hit a Think Twice, maybe hit a Feeling of Dread if he boarded that in.
And just to repeat this, as Billy P is maybe on the verge of becoming the Star City Games Open champion, he has not a single Gatecrash card in his deck.
Yeah, no Gatecrash.
So with all the talk about how this format, or how the set shook up the format, not even a stomping ground.
So this means everybody go buy Return to Ravnica boxes.
They're certainly better value than Gatecrash boxes.
Actually, Innistrad and Dark Ascension, that's like his entire deck. That's his entire board, essentially.
Yeah.
Kessig Wolfrun, Olivia, Garrick. Well, I guess Garrick is M13.
So Tamiyo taps down a Blood Crypt.
Ooh, Cavern of Souls, Avacyn Restored.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Not Gatecrash.
So now I think Billy P just wants to use the ultimate on Liliana. He names Vampire with that Cavern of Souls. I'm assuming he probably left in Vampire Nighthawk. Maybe he just wants it for Olivia.
Probably.
But I don't think he wants to play a second Olivia, so he probably left in Vampire Nighthawk.
It might be the way that he loses this game, playing a second Olivia.
All right, there's an Azorius Charm.
So it looks like 1 Beast Token at Chris Marshall's face.
He draws a card.
A Beast and Olivia at the Tamiyo.
He was really hoping for a Terminus.
Yep.
All right, and Billy, just please use a Liliana. It's a lot of fun, trust me.
Yep, here we go.
All right.
Liliana, that's going to triple Stone Rain Chris Marshall. In response, he'll mill himself.
Yeah. And I think he just wants to kind of separate the black mana from the rest. So he wants to put like Isolated Chapel, Watery Grave versus...
As long as he doesn't put Drown Yard in the same pile as a black source,
exactly.
That's all that really matters here.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter either way.
No.
So I'm sure most of the viewers are just sticking around because they love you so much, Zach, and for the 1 year free premium.
The word is Schadenfreude. They like seeing Chris Marshall suffer here, I think.
That might actually be it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a lot of people like, oh, look how bad this guy's going to be, you know? I don't know.
So if you're just joining us now, I'm Zach Hall, he's Gerard Fabiano. We're on the verge of crowning our champion. Billy Postlethwait is almost definitely going to take this one home, become the Star City Edison champion.
I think Billy's going to like not do anything next turn besides pump his Garrick, and then he's just going to keep ultimating Liliana's, ultimating Garrick's, and he's going to stay here until Chris decks. How insane would that actually be?
If he just refused to kill him?
Yeah.
That'd be like a kitchen table match in Magic.
Yeah, it really would, yeah.
So Billy P activates Garrick's second ability, draws 5 cards after pumping with Wolfrun.
I don't even think he looks at the 5 cards. He's just like, yeah.
You don't even have to.
All right, there's a Hollow Fountain from Chris.
And Chris just passes. He's a stubborn one. He's going to fight his heart out here.
All right, both players discard. Ooh, discarding that Beta Swamp.
Wow, that's a
It is a Beta
really
Swamp, right?
rough way to treat a Beta Swamp.
Yeah.
Sending it right to the discard pile.
All right, so Billy attacks for 13, is it?
Looks like 9 plus 4, 13.
right.
Drops Chris Marshall to 4 life.
My math is better than the words that rhyme in the English dictionary.
Yeah.
All right, and there's the handshake. Such a good sport from Chris. Congratulations, Billy P. Ends up winning SCG Open. That's really awesome. I'm really happy for him. You know, he won with 0 gate crash cards, and I would honestly have to say he won on the back of his play skill. Billy
sure.
P.